We now know more about the person killed in a motorcycle crash on Route 9. Not only was he a pastor, he was the chaplain for a local fire department.
Honoring a fallen hero, how Southington High School will pay tribute to a state trooper who was killed while on the job earlier this year.
They asked me at the last caucus to resign, and I refused.
Council members are calling for the removal of South Windsor's mayor. Why they think it's time to go in another direction.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good Thursday morning. Thanks so much for starting yours off with us here at Fox 61 and Fox 61 Plus. I'm Erica Arias.
And I'm Tim Lammers. A good morning to you. Starting with the forecast as we're getting a little bit closer to the weekend, but also a little bit closer to some rain that at this point we could probably use, right?
So I'm going to take a couple words out of your sentence that you just said. Little and rain, as in there ain't going to be much with this, we think at this point. But there is a bigger pattern change that is coming. We will add clouds and a little rain, but we will subtract temperatures over the course of the next few days as we get closer to the weekend. Stand by for that. More on that coming up. Satellite radar picture has a decent amount of clouds. I didn't see anything for visibility issues. Your flow is out of the north, trying to get some dry air in. There's a slow moving low down to the south, and it's been, and remember yesterday I told you the bulk of that rain was going to go off towards the Cape, and that's exactly what happened. Now, we still have a little rain to deal with that might get thrown back this way over the course of the next, say, 24 to 36 hours. And then we go right back into a dry mode. 63 in Hartford, 67 in New Haven, 64 in Groton. Your dew points are up a little bit into the lower 60s as we get closer to that tropical moisture, but we're not looking for any major trouble and nothing oppressive in the humidity department. Our lucky 61 now for the high schoolers getting on the bus, 80 degrees later on. That's still warm for one more day. We'll talk about the cool down in time for the weekend. That's coming up in a few minutes. Let's check the roads right now, see what the numbers look like on your speedometers. Good morning, Rachel Piscatelli.
Hey, good morning, Matt, for the first time this morning. Overall, we are looking okay. Just some Fairfield County issues over in Greenwich this morning. Route 15, the Merritt Parkway, dealing with some debris on the roads on the northbound side out by exits 31 through 33. That right lane is blocked this morning. Earlier delays over in Norwalk on 95 because of road work has cleared. Both directions look good. Those drive times through your state lines, New Haven to New York, is 56 minutes. Hartford to Mass is about a 16-minute drive on 91 North. Tim and Erica, back to you.
Rachel, thank you. Branford police said they arrested 3 people. They accused all of them of luring a victim into the woods and then torturing that person for hours. And that victim may have been a child.
Yeah, they're facing charges of kidnapping, assault, and more. Now, we do want to warn you that the events of this story are difficult to hear. Fox 61's Brooke Griffin is live at the Branford Police Department this morning with more information. Brooke.
Well, Branford police say one man and 2 teenagers are each being held on a $1 million bond this morning after being accused of some just very violent, disturbing acts. Now, officers say back on September 1st, Avante Ryan of Hartford and 2 17-year-olds lured a minor into the woods and proceeded to hold that victim against their will for around 3 hours. During that time, police say the suspects committed brutal and heinous acts of torture. The report details the victim was physically and sexually assaulted, slashed, pistol whipped, and set on fire. Police say the incident was not initially reported. Their department was made aware of the torture and kidnapping after they were given a video that showed some of the acts actually in progress. They identified the victim and found them in the hospital with serious injuries. They were also able to find the remnants of the crime scene out in the woods. Ryan is expected in New Haven court later this morning. He's facing 12 charges, including kidnapping, risk of injury to a minor, and cruelty to persons. The 2 17-year-olds are also detained this morning on similar charges, but they're being also charged with aggravated sexual assault. Now, because they are minors, their court date information has not been released. But Branford police say they do believe that this was a very isolated incident. There are not likely other victims that have suffered these same situations. They say they also want to thank the community for how they were able to help them make those arrests and identify those suspects. We will be in court later this morning, and we'll have more on Ryan's appearance later today. Live in Branford, Brooke Griffin, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right,
Okay,
Brooke,
thank you.
Oh, right now, Enfield police are searching for 3 people who were involved in an armed home invasion. It happened on Asnuntuck Street early this morning. Police tell us that one of the intruders nearly hit an officer as they were leaving the home. The group took off in a white Mercedes. If you know anything about what happened, call Enfield police. And we have new details this morning about the man accused of shooting his girlfriend in the face in what Hartford police call a domestic incident. Investigators say 18-year-old Jason Gunther had an outstanding warrant after an alleged assault back in May. Police arrested him after a brief investigation. Yesterday, Gunther went before a judge for shooting his 16-year-old girlfriend early Tuesday morning. He's charged with attempted murder as well as other crimes. And we are following developing news this morning here. Police are investigating a deadly motorcycle crash that happened in Berlin.
Yeah, and we've learned that the victim was a local pastor and a volunteer for first responders in Cromwell. Fox 61's Lindsay Kane joins us live in Cromwell with the details on what happened. Lindsay, good morning.
Hi, good morning. The Cromwell Fire Department is grieving this morning after Paul Krampitz was killed in that motorcycle crash yesterday. Now, fire officials say he was a chaplain for the Cromwell Fire Department. He was also a pastor at Bethany Lutheran Church. Now, state police say this happened on Route 9 North near exit 33 in Berlin yesterday afternoon. In the initial investigation, police say Krampitz was on a motorcycle in the left lane when a car next to him came into his lane and crashed into him. Krampitz was taken to the hospital where he later died. Since then, tributes have been pouring in on social media for the 65-year-old who is described as someone who strives to serve their community. Krampitz served local police and fire departments as someone who helps first responders handle difficult calls and difficult situations that take a toll on officers. He is also the pastor again at Bethany Lutheran Church, but he also served at other congregations across Connecticut earlier in his career. The church website says he was married and had 3 children. Now, state police are asking anyone with any information on this crash or any dash camera footage from that area to notify state police and give them a call. Live in Cromwell this morning, Lindsay Kane, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Lindsay, thank you for that report. 6:07 on this Thursday morning. We know Southington High School will pay tribute to a state trooper who was killed in the line of duty earlier this year. The school will posthumously induct Trooper First Class Aaron Pelletier into its Wall of Honor tonight. Pelletier is one of 5 people who will get that honor. According to his obituary, he graduated from Southington High School in 2007. The ceremony starts at 6 p.m. in the high school auditorium. All are welcome to attend. Pelletier was killed when a pickup truck hit him on I-84 back in May. And as for the man accused of driving that pickup, Alex Oyola Sanchez is due in court today for a pretrial hearing. He is still locked up on a bond of $1.5 million. All right, 6:08. Now to a Fox 61 exclusive. A political revolt of sorts is brewing in South Windsor, where Republicans on the town council say they want to oust the Republican mayor, Audrey Delnicki. Both sides here seem to agree that this is a big clash of personalities and leadership styles. Council members said they think Delnicki's style isn't the best fit for the town. Now, Delnicki, for her part, acknowledged that she has been a bully at times, but that council members, she says, are often unfocused and unprepared.
They asked me at the last caucus to resign, and I refused. You argue. You vet your issues. They say I don't listen. Well, they don't listen either.
You can just sort of sense the animosity there, right? Now, the town council has already tried twice to hold meetings to oust Delnicki, but both times those meetings were canceled due to clerical errors and procedural problems. Republicans on the town council vowed that a meeting will happen soon with a vote to remove the mayor.
6:09 now, and the U.S. House rejected another effort to fund the federal government. 14 Republicans joined nearly every Democrat in rejecting the short-term plan. Democrats took issue with a provision requiring voters to show proof of citizenship when they vote. House Speaker Mike Johnson says he's going to start working on a plan B to avoid a shutdown October 1st.
The Federal Reserve announced a long-awaited cut to its benchmark interest rate. The Fed lowered the federal funds rate by half a percentage point, down from what was the highest level it's been in 23 years. Now, some people were expecting only a quarter-point rate cut, so the Fed chose the more aggressive of the two options yesterday. And more rate cuts are coming. The central bank said it expects to cut the rate by another half point in their final two meetings this year. Fed Chairman Jerome Powell said he is encouraged by the efforts to tame inflation.
Inflation has eased substantially from a peak of 7% to an estimated 2.2% as of August. We're committed to maintaining our economy's strength by supporting maximum employment and returning inflation to our 2% goal.
Now, those rate cuts over time should lead to lower borrowing costs for loans and credit cards, auto loans, things like that. Experts say that should support more spending and growth, even as America continues facing high prices for groceries, gas, rent, and a lot of other things.